What is going on YouTube? This is your boy Sam from Team SamRakeSwing here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with my competitive Evil Eye deck profile for the 2019 format, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Out of all three decks from Infinity Chasers, Evil Eye is my favorite archetype, and this version of Evil Eye is going to be a competitive meta version, so there's going to be a little bit of expensive cards in this deck, but do not worry guys, I'll have a budget segment somewhere in the video where you guys can use different cards in substitution of these expensive cards. So without further ado, let's get started with the deck profile. The best monster in your deck is triple Sergio, Watcher of the Evil Eye. You want to have him in your opening hand as much as possible, and without him in your opening hand, it kind of sucks obviously because the deck just revolves around this card. When this card is normal summon, you can add one Evil Eye card from your deck to your hand. So this card is your reinforcing the army of the entire deck. If this card is equipped with Evil Eye of Selene, quick effect, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls, destroy. You can only use this effect of Syria, Watch of the Evil Eye once per turn. Once per turn during the next standby phase, after this effect was activated, destroy one card you control. So the fact that you're actually able to destroy your opponent's special and monsters during either player's turn is absolutely amazing. And this card has amazing synergy with some of the cards that you have in your deck by popping certain cards you have on your side of the field to gain additional effects. So this particular version revolves around this card being on the field, so that way that you can just control the overflow of the entire board by just having this card face up on the field. Like, you want to try to maintain this card's presence on the board as much as you possibly can. And then the last Evil Eye monster you're playing in the deck is one Medusa, Watcher of the Evil Eye. Only one copy of this card. This card is not really a starter. It's only good during mid or late game, where this card allows you to recycle your Evil Eye cards from your graveyard to your hand. And a secondary effect reads that if this card is equipped with Evil Eye of Selene, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. So against Solomon great matchup, being able to banish cards like Gazelle or also Spinny or Foxy from the graveyard once per turn during your next standby phase after this effect was activated, you can banish one card in your graveyard. So it's like the total opposite of Sergio, but one copy of Medusa, Watch of the Evil Eye is definitely more than enough. After your hand traps, you're going to play, of course, double effect Veiler. Like I said, guys, this deck is a control-based deck. It's like basically trying to protect your Sergio as much as you possibly can. So the best way to do that is obviously backing your hand up with hand traps, and double Gold Soldier. Effect Veiler and Gold Soldier are just really good this format, in my opinion. Gold Soldier is just really good against Sky Striker. Sometimes Sky Striker players will use all their resources so that way that they can just recur them back with multi-roll. So once they do that, you can just activate Gold Soldier's effect to just immediately stop the multi-roll, so that way that the Sky Striker players can just automatically get punished. And it's really good against the Thunder matchup as well, because Skull Dread is a really important card. They're reliant on Skull Dread zones to activate their LP or their Pisty. So once they activate Skull Dread Special Summons effect, you can just activate Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to just Ghost Ogre to Skull Dread immediately, so that way that they don't have the zones to make into their Guard Dragon play. So Ghost Ogre is just really great for that. Effect Veiler is an overall really good card this format. Your opponent cannot chain block Effect Veiler, so they're trying to go Skull Dread Chainlink 1 and like Roar Chainlink 2. You can just activate Effect Veiler anytime, just negate Skull Dread's entire effect for that turn, which is really awesome. And for our last couple hand traps, you're gonna play, of course, double Ash Blossom and double Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. I think Phantasme makes every rogue deck good. If you guys have access to Phantasme, I would recommend you guys playing Phantasme. The card is absolutely incredible. It protects your Sergio for being targeted. Sometimes if you have a breaking hand going second, Thanos can actually fix your hand in most cases, depending on the matchup. But it's also really good against Sky Strikers as well. And like I said, guys, if you guys do not have access to Phantasme, I'll have a portion of this video dedicate myself to giving you guys budget alternative for some of the expensive cards that I have for this deck. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that part of the video. Next off, for the field spell, you're gonna play, of course, triple Evil Eye Domain. This card is absolutely incredible. Essentially another reinforce of the army for the entire deck. But unlike Sergio, this card searches only monsters. So when this card is activated, you can add one Evil Eye monster directly from your deck to your hand. If your Evil Eye monster is attacked while Evil Eye of Selene is in your spawn trap card zone, you can make the battle damage you take from this battle also inflicted to your opponent. If this card is in your field zone, is destroyed by card effect, you can target one Evil Eye monster in your graveyard and then add it to your hands. Get your resources from your graveyard to your hand if this card were to get destroyed. And obviously you want to maximize yourself and actually seeing this card in your opening hand as much as possible. So you're going to play, of course, double Terraforming. to search out your Evil Eye domain. Next off, you're going to play, of course, double Evil Eye Celine. The entire deck is revolved around this card. This card is absolutely insane. So you equip only to an Evil Eye monster. It cannot be destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effects. But if you have Thanos on the board, Cersio will be unable to be targeted by monster effect. Each time you activate the equip monster's effect, or you activate another Evil Eye spawn trap card, the equip monster gains 500 attack, and if it does, you lose 500 life points. That's kind of the only downside about this deck, is that it makes your monster become really big, but at the same time, you are dealing damage once you're resolving Evil Eye of Celine's effect. And this attack gain remains even if his card leaves the field, by the way. So if your opponent were to actually get rid of Evil Eye Celine, that monster will still gain the attack. So if one time I actually got Cersio up to 6100 and Evil Eye of Celine is off the field, and it's still going to be 6100. And it has an amazing ability to actually recycle itself from the graveyard. Is that if this card is in the graveyard, you can pay 1000 life points, then banish one Evil Eye spawn trap card from your graveyard, except for Evil Eye of Celine, and then set this card to your side of the field. This is exactly like Trickstars. So like pretend this is like a light stage. So you activate light stage, you search Candina, which is the Cersio, and then you summon Cersio, you search like Evil Eye Celine, right? So one card equals 3 cards in the entire deck, right? Which is absolutely incredible. So like, you know, like you want to open up with a field spell as quickly as you possibly can. So you activate this, search Cersio, summon Cersio, search Celine. So like immediately +2 right there. And to round off your Evil Eye cards, you're gonna play, of course, Evil Eye Repose. And last but not least, Evil Eye Confrontation. So Confrontation is essentially an MST. Evil Eye Repose. This card is like, you know, a free draw 1. When this card is activated, you get to banish Evil Eye spawn trap card from your graveyard. You draw 1 card. And once per turn, after damage calculation, if your Evil Eye monster equipped with an Evil Eye of Celine attacks an opponent monster, you can banish that opponent monster. Okay, so like it immediately banishes it, so it bypasses bailings and things like that against Salomon Greats, which is really beneficial. And if this card is a spell trap card destroyed by a card effect, you can target up to 3 of your banished Evil Eye cards, return them to the graveyard, replenish your banished Evil Eye cards that you banish off Celine to just bring it back for your graveyard, so that way you always have fodder for Celine to be able to be, you know, reset on your side of the field, which is good. So Evil Eye Repose, really good, and actually helps you get rid of any problematic monster. I'm not playing the other ones like Awakening. Awakening is terrible. I don't think Awakening is good for this deck, especially with the current version I'm playing in, because like Cersio and Medusa do not gain effects once they are special summoned. They only gain their effects when they're normal summoned. Triple Pot of Extravagance, this card is absolutely broken in this deck. You don't need to use the extra deck whatsoever. Extravagance is just really convenient. I'll give you guys some budget alternatives to actually play instead of Pot of Extravagance once I get to that segment. But this card, if you guys do have access to it, I definitely recommend you guys playing this card in the main deck. This card is incredible. And you're also playing double Pot Duality as well for your other draw power in the deck. So, you know, seeing 3 cards, you know, to dig deeper into your deck for combo pieces is just absolutely insane. And seeing your Cersio is what you want to do in your first turn opening hand as quickly as possible, right? I play 1 Scapegoat. You know, it's really good. If you resolve Scapegoat, you're probably just going to win the duel. And yeah, sometimes it may conflict with Scapegoat and Pot of Extravagance, but you're playing a ton of targets anyway. Worst comes to worst, you can just activate Scapegoat, and if you banish all your links, you can just activate Cersio's effect to basically just, you know, destroy your own token instead, right? So you destroy a card you control. So if you resolve Scapegoat and you have no link monsters in your extra deck, you can just go activate Cersio's effect, destroy your own token, right? So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But once you resolve Scapegoat, you're probably just gonna win the game anyways. And last but not least, for my own spicy tech, Super Polymerization. This is my 41st card in the deck. This card is ridiculously broken. You know, Thunder Dragon boards, haha, sorry, Super Poly win games, and you know, what's it called, Salomon Great matchup, sorry, I'm making your Chimera, like I'm making Chimera and just gaming you. So Super Polymerization is just absolutely broken. Off their traps, double Evil Eye Retribution. The only downside about this card that I don't like is that it only negates the activation of spawn trap cards, you know what I mean? But there are certain cases, yes, it's really good against Engage. It also has secondary effect. If Evil Eye Celine is in your spawn trap card zone, this card's activation or effect cannot be negated, which is really good. But like, sometimes I would definitely prefer Solemn Strike over Evil Eye Retribution. I'd still gotta test more with it. It's essentially like a Musakani Magatama for Evil Eye. The last crazy traps that I'm playing in the deck is triple, there can only be one. This card is ridiculous, this format, and especially this deck, guys, can play There Can Only Be One, and you flip this card and you probably just gonna win the duel. Most of your monsters anyways, other than your Evil Eye cards, like Evil Eye cards are Fiend, right? Most of the time you're gonna only have one Cerzio on the board. You're just gonna keep beating down your opponent with Cerzio, right? So There Can Only Be One is perfect, and like, you know, Thanos is a dragon, so you're gonna be having these two cards on the board and just, you know, keep poking them. But this card against Solomon Gray is just like an auto win. And worst comes to worst, if you need the OTK, you can activate Cerzio's effect, your pop, your, you know, There Can Only Be One, and then just summon another Cerzio and just deal damage to your opponent, right? You know, good against Thunder Dragons, good against Sky Strikers, and most importantly, really good against the Solomon Gray matchup. All right, guys, I would not be playing this deck if I'm not playing this engine in the deck whatsoever. The reason why Evil Eye is my favorite archetype is because you can play this engine, okay? So, double artifact Scythe. One more deck. Oh my goodness, guys. I've never seen a deck that can abuse the artifact engine itself. Other than artifact, Cerzio is broken. That's all I need to tell you. Basically, Cerzio says last effect once per turn during the next standby phase after this card was activated, destroy one card you control. So you're gonna be destroying your own Scythe or your own Mortec, which is insane, bro. Insane. So like, I've had plays where I'm facing against the Orcus matchup. My opponent makes Azathoth, whatever. Sure, I open up with Cerzio, the Selene, and like a Scythe. Like Selene and then Scythe. So my opponent makes Azathoth, pass, you know, they make their own crazy Orcus board, whatever. And I'm like, sure. I just summon Cerzio, can activate effect because of Azathoth, right? Activate Evil Eye of Selene, and then set the artifact Scythe, and then like whatever other cards I have in my hand, and I just pass, right? During their draw phase, Cerzio is a quick effect, so I can activate this card during the draw phase, right? So I activate Cerzio's effect to pop an Azathoth or a Summon Sorceress or whatever monster they have on the board using Cerzio's effect. So activate Cerzio's effect, pop the Azathoth. No, so that's the draw phase. So I pop a monster using this card's effect because Evil Eye of Selene is equipped to this card. I can activate the quick effect, right? Which is insane on draw phase. And during your opponent's standby phase, the last effect will trigger because it's a once per turn during the next standby phase after this effect was activated. Since this effect was activated during your draw phase, the next standby phase is essentially the standby phase that's coming up. This card will get the effect to pop your own card. So you activate, Cerzio of the Evil Eye to pop your own Scythe. So you pop your own Scythe, and a Scythe comes out, and then like they're locked from the extra deck. Like, what the heck? And also, Cerzio cannot be destroyed. So that's some, you know, cool interactions that Cerzio has, you know, with the artifact. Mortec helps pops multi-roll, which is really good. So yeah, Mortec is great. You know, triple artifact Sanctum. You win the duel once you flip this card. There can only be one. Like, usually, guys, like, I'll have these cards on the board. Like, one of each. Like, one of each. I'll have one of each, right? And then I'll have, like, there can only be one. So we have a fairy, a fiend, and a dragon, right? So you can control all three of these. And last but not least, we're gonna play, of course, double artifact ignition. This card is an MST in the deck, which is very, very awesome at the same time. Once you activate the MST effect, you're actually able to set, you know, artifact Scythe or Mortec directly from your deck to your spawn trap card zones. So yeah, man, I think the correct way to play, you know, Evil Eye is to incorporate the artifact engine. That is pretty much it for the main deck. Let's go off to the budget alternatives. So before we get started, if you guys want to help support the channel, make sure you guys get the brand new Evil Eye Cloth Edition playmat today. I'll leave a link to my website, tx1.com/shop, in the description box below. You guys can either get this as Cloth Edition or the regular edition. So if you guys want to help support me in any way, make sure you guys visit tx1.com to get your playmats. So let's get started with the budget alternatives. Basically, the most expensive cards in the deck is Pot Extravagance and also Fantastical Dragon Phantasm. If you guys do have access to this card, I recommend you guys playing these cards 100,000%. I believe that these cards do increase the ceiling of the entire deck significantly, and you know, the control aspect of the deck, having Phantasms and also, you know, Extravagance to help you dig through your deck to see your combo pieces is just insane. So you're missing 5 cards to fill in for these expensive cards. And for those of you who are budget players, don't be discouraged that you don't have these cards. It's okay. There are other cards out there you guys can definitely use instead of these cards right here in the main deck. So you can either take out Phantasmes and put in DD Crow, or take out all 3 Extravagance and put in Triple Call by the Grave if you guys would like. Or you guys can take out, you know, the 1 Pot Extravagance, put this card in for the 3rd Pot Duality, And for these two, you can put in, you know, two Call by the Grave to actually combat against hand traps and to combat against hand traps and things like that. So I think that's the best budget option. All right, guys, off to the extra deck. You're gonna play, of course, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet, Cyber Dragons, you know, Solomon Great Violet Chimera, Solomon Great Violet Chimera, 2 copies of this card for Super Polymerization and also Pot Extravagance. Double Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, really good against Thunder Dragon boards or any dark deck. Starving Venom is just really good. 1 Black Rose, level 7. Cerzio, where's Cerzio? Cerzio and any of your hand traps equals a Black Rose. So if you need to nuke a board, you just summon a hand trap with Cerzio, make a Black Rose. You're Gucci. You know, pretty niche, but whatever. 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, you know, really good. You guys are wondering how I make this. So you make Phantasme. So you have Phantasme and also, you know, an Effect Dealer, right? These 2 cards, Scarlight, like, you know, really good. Just random, generic, you know, in time burn for game. You know what I mean? Scarlight, it does come up, it does happen. You never know. All right, and last but not least for our links, Borlo Dragon. This card should be a Boar Sword. Like, once you flipping Scapegoat, it should be Boar Sword. But Phoenix, Cerberus, Unicorn, Double Link Karibo, and last but not least, Double Link Spider to run off for your extra deck. That's pretty much it. After your side deck for Solomon Greats, you're going to play, of course, double Fusion of Fire. You're playing double Chimera, so Fusion of Fire is absolutely necessary to play in your side deck. Really great card against the Solomon Greats. And at the same time, you're also maining deck only be 1. So you already have main deck hate for that deck. Triple Dino Wrestler Pankratops. This card should be in everyone's side deck. Triple Artifact Lancia. You're playing artifacts, and it's a really good hand trap. And at the same time, Sanctum can bring out Artifact Lancia, which is really good. And the last monster playing in the deck is obviously Double Drone Lockbird. You side these 5 in for the Thunder Dragon matchup. For going first against strikers or any, you know, like pendulums or things like that, you can side in cards like Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is really good. I would definitely, like, I'm contemplating, you know, Retribution or Solemn Strike. Like, I still think sometimes Solemn Strike is just way better. And for the striker matchup, Double Golden and Imperial Order to round off your side deck. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. That'll be absolutely amazing. This is the competitive meta version for Evil Eyes. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you guys are host for the channel, make sure you guys get your awesome Evil Eye playmat today. I'll leave a link to my website, tx1.com/shop, in the description box below. Stay tuned for the Witchcrafters deck profile and also Infinity Track deck profile. It will be really awesome once I get all the cards so I can showcase you guys my variant behind the decks. This is your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.
I feel like Usain in the cheetah print. Talk fresh game, I don't need a minute. R.I.P. the game, I need a minute. Okay, let's proceed with it. I'm in the house, got the deed with it. These bozos always sneak this and they taking shots. I'm a keep with it like no, this league business.